Yo, what's happening, man? It's your boy Rundown. If you're depressed watching your favorite sports team on the football field, but you just can't stop buying their gear, then congratulations. You might be a Raiders fan. But listen, man, don't trip. I got the perfect thing for you, man. Here at the Rundown, we have partnered with Fanatics to bring the nation some of the freshest Raider gear that you can get your hands on. I'm talking jerseys, I'm talking hats, and you know it's starting to get chilly out here, so it's best to grab you some drip for the frosty season while you're at it as well. So tap the link in the description down below, get you some fresh gear, man. Support the channel at the same time. It's a dub for you, dub for me, even though we're not getting that many dubs on the field at the moment, man. So remember, man, tap the link down below in the description to get you some fresh Raiders gear from Fanatics. Now let's get back to the show. Man, what's the deal, everybody, man? You're back here for another episode of the Raider Rundown, man. Quick disclosure, today is a pre-recorded episode. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. We done had lives damn near all day so far this week. Needed a little break, right? Needed just a tad little break, but don't worry, you know I still got y'all with the content. Okay, so today we are still going to be talking about Kenny Pickett, right? Does he have any hope for the Raiders to be a savior, right? And will he go ahead and be a savior? And at the same time, we're going to talk about the injury report real quick, get into the rundown of the game versus the Eagles, man. It's going to be a real quick rundown today, man. So make sure you guys strap in, get ready for some good content as always, man. And you know, for your regularly scheduled programming, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're feeling what you're hearing. But before we get into the episode and all that, you know we got to get that intro going and get the show cracking. Appreciate y'all. Peace. Yes, sir, man. Look here. You're back for another episode of the Raider Rundown, man. Like I always say, we're on the road to 3K, man. We are so close. We almost there. I think we only got 50 more people to go. So make sure you guys are tapping in on that for your regularly scheduled programming. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for your boy if you're feeling what you're hearing as well. Like I said, this is a pre-recorded episode. Your boy was tired. All right, your boy was tired. I ain't know if I could sit through a whole hour live today. I ain't gonna cap to y'all, but still, man, we still working. We still got to go ahead and talk about Raider recent news. And, right, sadly, we can't give the chat love today. We can't do our roll call like we normally do. But shout out to everybody that is in the chat. Much love to the family, man. You know, I always appreciate y'all for tapping in. I mean, we can always have that good discussion. Of course, I will be live tomorrow on Thursday, 11 o'clock a.m. I'm starting to like the morning lives a little bit better. So I will be live tomorrow if y'all want to tap in for a live and we can talk a little bit more in detail. But since this is a pre-recorded show, we definitely still got to tap in with whatever the Raiders are still doing, the current events. So we're going to do that in the form of Raider Reese's, man. Let's just go ahead. We're going to have a quick conversation today. Like I said, it ain't going to be a long drawn out episode today. We're just going to have a quick conversation about what's going on recently within the nation, right? So first thing that we got to talk about that is Kenny Pickett to the rescue, right? That's the first thing that's on the docket. Now, when it comes to talking about Kenny Pickett and talking about, you know, what we can do as far as, you know, him against the Eagles, we preface it by saying he was with them last year. Okay, so that starts everybody's concern is to say, oh man, you know, Kenny is gonna have to want a revenge game against the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And by all means, it definitely could be that. Who knows, right? It definitely could be that in his mind and how he feels and how he approaches going into this game. Okay. Now, before I really give you my feelings, opinions on what I think is gonna happen in this game, let's just start it by prefacing and giving some context, right? Last week, when we watched Kenny Pickett come into the game, I'm not going to lie to you, he looked way more crisp, right? It looked way more crisp than Geno Smith. Looked like he was ready to get the ball on time. Looked like he was in good rhythm, right? Very good rhythm. And coming in cold as well, right? He came in the fourth quarter. So at the end of the day, like, he didn't have all this time to prepare and get ready for the opportunity that was presented. Now, boom, showing you what he did last week against the Denver Broncos, right? That gave people some cause for pause. 97 yards on 11 attempts. He was 8 for 11 for 97 yards, 1 touchdown. Beauty of a touchdown too to Shedrick Jackson as well. Threaded the needle on that. So that was nice. You look at the QBR at the the end over there, that's sitting at 129, right? That's on 11 passes. Okay. And like I said, you admit he came in last week. He looked more in rhythm. He looks better. Then coupled that with how the Eagles looked on Monday night against the Chargers, right? And how lackluster everything looked, man, all of this has, some of the makings of an upset to smell, right? And I'm going to be real with y'all, man. Adding everything up, Eagles not playing well. Kenny Pickett revenge game, and doing all these things. I have to be completely honest. We are still getting our ass whooped. Regardless of whatever factors you think are going to be happening here, we about to get belt to ass on Sunday. All right. Now, look, some of y'all can sit in here. Oh, man, the Eagles didn't look all that good, and we could be scared. Look, some of y'all might be scared for the tank, and I understand, right? I get you. I'm right with you. Okay. We have to be scared and really, really shaking our boots a little bit because somebody is coming in there with some shit to prove, right? That's exactly what it is. Kenny Pickett is coming there with some shit to prove. But look here, make no mistake. We watched the Eagles struggle, but was it the defensive side of the football? Let's be real. Was their defensive side of the football really struggling all that bad? No, it was not. That's the offensive side. And be honest with yourselves here. Do you really think our defense is the type to be so goddamn stifling, right? Where for 4 quarters, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, nobody's gonna make no impact for 4 quarters. That's what we feel, right? Is that what some of y'all think? So now that we preface that, take a breath, right? Let's take a breath, okay? Some of y'all are concerned that the tank is in trouble. Don't be, okay? This is a get right week. We are Raiders fans, okay? Really, really think about the history. Think of how shitty the Eagles play. You don't think this is a week they can get right? Oh, for sure. 100%. And look, and again, I'm going to end this by saying there is no pleasure that I take in talking about my favorite team in this manner. No pleasure. All right? I want to sit here each and every week. I want to talk shit, right? I want to come out here and I want to come out here and fans come in our goddamn comment section. We really get into it. Can't do it. Can't do that. That's not the position we're in. All right. The position is focusing on next year, focusing on keys to play, and then there we go from there. So for right now, everybody that's scared of Kenny Pickett, ruining the tank or coming out here and doing these things, he still has to go out there and play that Eagles defensive line. As much as I like Caleb Rogers and how he performed, and some of our younger players are performing, Kappa's still playing center. Parham is still on that left guard, and we still have Stone Forsythe out there. Yeah, it's going to be game time, right? Not only there, the secondary wise, all right? We still have yet to, have any explosive plays on the outside, all right? Now, I like Jack Besh, but it's going to be a good test. He's going against Cooper DeJean. That's a test. Quinyon Mitchell against Trey Tucker. Don't like that matchup for us at all, right? At all. And as much as, Adoree Jackson is whatever, him covering Tyler Lockett at this point in his career, advantage the Eagles. So again, we can be all concerned, but don't be, okay? Now, I don't even have to go to the defensive side of the ball. All we have is Max. That's it. All we have is Max. Some people like Devin White, whatever the case, bro. It's for every tackle Devin White makes, there's 2 missed tackles. All right. So you think Devin White for 4 quarters is going to be able to surely and securely tack up Saquon Barkley? It's not happening that way, player. It's not happening that way. They're going to go ahead and get right. Okay. They're going to go ahead and get right. It may not be a complete blowout, but they'll handle us from start to finish. They will handle us. So for me, man, I'm not concerned at all. Y'all let me know down below, though, if you are concerned. Is Kenny Pickett to the rescue? Do you think he's going to have a good game? Do you think we win the game? Let me know down below, bro. Let's talk about it. I'll definitely, you comment underneath the video. Like I said, it's a pre-recorded episode, but y'all comment down below. I'm going to see the comments. Let's holler about it. And, of course, I'm going to be live tomorrow, Thursday at 11 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. So we still want to talk about these things. We still going to holler about it, man. So let me know down below how you guys feel about Kenny Pickett. Now, next thing on the docket, man, that we are going to talk about. We have some veterans back at practice today. Veterans back at practice. Mainly one big veteran in Colton Miller, who has returned, right? He has definitely returned. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and get into the injury report so you guys can see it in totality. Boom, bang, right? So looking at what we got. All right, we got a lot of guys taking those veteran days, them veteran rest days. Load management, as I like to call it, and as basketball people term to it. You look at Jamal Adams, veteran, knee, not practicing on a Wednesday, probably because he is a veteran, right? So let's hope he does play, but I'm thinking because he's a veteran, he's just, saving his body. Okay, Alex Bachman, limited. Okay. He's probably going to play. Jeremy Chin did not part. Again, probably another veteran rest day because we have 2 wins and he's just resting them up. Max Crosby did not part. We know what that means, right? He's, probably he's playing, but he's resting. Michael Mayer looks to return from the ankle, right? He's limited today. So hopefully maybe that in the long run, that can mean he can play. Okay, that's another weapon at least added. Jordan Meredith was a full participant, meaning that let's see what the lineup and shuffling looks like. Meaning if probably he's healthy, you're going to take Kappa out of there and you're going to put Meredith back at center. But it's already been reported that Caleb Rogers is going to start. Look, Pete, finally, Pete, Caleb Rogers is starting this week. So it's already reported. I'm loving to hear that because I definitely want to see what Rogers looks like against the likes of Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. So I definitely want to see these things. The big one that we talked about, Colton Miller. Okay, Colton Miller returning back from practice. Talked about this in a short earlier, like last week, and it was already being reported that he was going to return. To me, bro, idiotic. Just idiotic. If and Pete should be fired on the spot if he even tries to put Colton Miller out there, bro. I'm going to be real with y'all. Fired on the spot if he tries to put Colton Miller out there, which he's probably going to do. And why it makes no sense. Okay, Pete's I'm already going to say this. Pete's not returning. He's not coming back. Okay, we already know next year is in fucking flux, and now we're going to throw one of our better offensive players out there for meaningless games and snaps. Now, if you want to say like, to get his rhythm back for next year, sure, so be it. All right, if that's what you want to say, so that we can hit the ground running when we come back for next year, maybe that's an argument that I can obtain, right? But if we're rushing this man back, remember, it's not just a sprained ankle. He had hairline fractures, right? There's hairline fractures with Colton Miller. That's a big man. So it's like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Again, I've told y'all many a times, the only time Pete is not lying to y'all is when he sits there and says he doesn't understand how we're losing games. Why? Because this motherfucker is actually trying to win. The signs are there, bro. The signs are there. Everybody that's like, what is he supposed to do with the dog shit roster and this and that? Or no, this is this excuse after this excuse. No, bro. This man, every move Pete Carroll has made for the 2025 Las Vegas Raiders is results of him thinking that we're ready to win now. We're not, right? We're fucking not. And this is another example. Another example. He's going to try to throw Colton Miller out there. Why? Because he's all about competing and trying to win. At what cost? So then we look there, right? So there's that. The next one, Geno Smith with a shoulder and back not parting. And then you see Ian Thomas. Then you see Dante Thornton limited with the concussion. So it looks like he's on his way back. Ian Thomas with the calf did not part. You don't know. We'll see tomorrow if that's something that we really need to look at and pay attention to. Now, I want to touch on something real quick about Geno, and then we're going to go ahead and get ready to get on out of here for the rundown. So real quick about Geno. There is a report that has come out by Mitchell Rands, another content creator. Shout out to Mitch, man. Fire job he does. But, he's heard it from his people and other people have heard it as well, that Geno Smith does not want to return back to the Raiders. He's okay. He's done. He's heard. I mean, Mitch heard it from other people that, he's going to fake an injury even to not play these last bit of games as well. Be honest with y'all, bro. Number one, I ain't heard nothing like that. So you already know if I hear something from the grapevine, I'm going to come out here and tell y'all something. I have heard that the team does definitely want to move on, right? Definitely want to move on or thinking about moving on, but I ain't heard nothing from Geno's side as far as, oh man, he don't want to return. But let's keep it 100% a bean with y'all, bro. The fucking audacity to even have leaks. The audacity to even have leaks for Geno Smith to have that leaked out to the public that's something, right? That's even a story. How fucking embarrassing. Let me be honest with y'all, bro. If you do hear that, even if Mitch, and shout out to Mitch reporting that, we shouldn't give a fuck. You want to know why? There's no choice. What fucking choice does he have? Okay, you really think somebody's going to sit over here and keep in mind, y'all, this whole regime is all about finger pointing and blame game and blame deflecting. Geno's part of it, right? Because guess who brought him here? The ultimate deflector, the ultimate finger pointer, which is Pete Carroll. We learned it from the tree, right? The apple don't fall far from the tree. Saying it's damn near like your son, all the extra, right? So when you hear these reports, to me, these are reports of trying to save ass, right? Oh man, I don't want to return back to the Raiders. Then probably in a couple more weeks, right? We're gonna try to see if we can tell the future. In a couple more weeks, you'll probably hear some reports of the weaponry just wasn't right for Geno Smith, and the situation just wasn't what it was supposed to be for Geno Smith. You'll probably hear that shit in a couple weeks. If you're already hearing 4 games before the season's ended that he himself doesn't want to return, you'll probably hear now some more. Well, if they just had this, if they just had that, it was dysfunctional from the start. And then watch, Geno never really liked Chip Kelly from the start when all we heard was them damn near sucking each other's dicks. Pause. All right, before that, right? That's all we heard. Sucking each other off. That's damn near all we heard at the beginning. But you'll hear that. It'll come. Okay, it'll come. But, okay, knowing all that, hearing all that, okay, we shouldn't give not one fuck, not one iota of a fuck. Why? Because there's no choice, right? Who the fuck is going to trade for this contract? Be honest. Who's going to trade for the contract after seeing how this man has performed? Okay. Number two, he's at the mercy of whatever the fuck the team wants to do. If you gonna sit your ass down and be a bridge slash second, QB to a young quarterback, that's why we paying you them big bucks, dog. That's why you gonna sit your ass down right here and do that. You think somebody just gonna turn down damn near 50-something million? I think not. No sirree. You'll sit your head down right there. Third of all, and this goes into the trading, but just who the fuck is going to ask you to be a starter? Who? Over some of these other maybe quarterbacks that you can look. I fuck around. Look, if I'm a team, I fuck around and look at Jacoby Brissett before I fucked around and did Geno Smith. Let's be real, right? Let's be 100% honest with ourselves. All right, the way fucking Davis Mills played this year, I fuck around with Davis Mills before I look at some Geno Smith as my bridge quarterback. Stop it, bro. Stop it. All the audacity. You feel what I'm saying? Let's just keep it a bean. You played like shit this year. You played like some ass. Okay. You don't warrant a starting job next year. So you're going to have to come in here and prove that you can either be the mentorship or the bridge quarterback again. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way the fucking cookie is crumbling. So as of right now, bro, again, and shout out to everybody that's reporting that. And I'm not saying it's not true at all. It can be 100% true. All I'm saying is we shouldn't give a fuck. Shouldn't be mad. Shouldn't be sad. Definitely not sad, but definitely shouldn't be mad, right? Shouldn't be mad, bro, because he don't give a fuck. Pete don't give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying? Let's be 100% honest, bro. You want to know? And we know they don't give a fuck. Why? Because after Geno Smith sat up there and gave the bird to everybody, right? He said, oh, man, fuck y'all. He gave the bird to everybody. He did this, right? What the team do after? I say all the time, but what did the team do to punish this man? What did the team do to reprimand him? They just came out and gave you that little bullshit statement, huh? Oh, we talked to Geno. That's it. We just talked to him and shit. If the team didn't find him no bread, which at the end of the day, it doesn't give a fuck. It's not my money, right? It's not y'all money. Even if they find him bread, it doesn't matter. But just for the simple fact of saying, like, they didn't even find him. Nothing came out the man's pocket. Nothing. They just said, oh, we talked to him. This is what it is. Bro, they probably laughed. Him and Pete laughed their ass off in the goddamn office after he did that. Like, damn, Geno, bro. I know you're probably talking shit. You can't do that, though, bro. That's probably what he was saying. So, as of right now, again, who cares, bro? Even if he doesn't want to return the audacity, he's at the mercy. He's at the mercy. Nobody's trading for him. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody's going to ask him to be a starter this next year. So, it doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't fucking matter. But I thought, I definitely wanted to talk about that because I saw that and I'm like, all right, bro, now we're going a little too far, with this blame game shit that's about to go down. So last but not least, what we are going to get into to end this nice quick little show off, man. Y'all know what it is when we get ready to end every show off. It is the rundown, baby. You already know what it is, man. We're going to go ahead and give you the rundown on this matchup. Look, it is going to be a very ugly one. It's going to be an ugly one. Look, I don't even have to go through, normally how we do it, and we haven't done it for a couple weeks, but normally how we do it, we'll go against the tendencies. We'll see what they have. We'll see how we can attack, how we can exploit. Look here. We're not a good running team. We're just not a good running team. They don't allow teams to run the football like that. It's simple and plain, bro. 1 + 1 is equaling 2 this week. All right. It's not going to be a whole lot of drawn out shit. Because I definitely don't think we're winning this game, regardless if Kenny Pickett is the insert, right? Now, if he comes in here and the offense looks better and all that extra shit, what an indictment. What an indictment on Pete and Geno Smith. If Kenny Pickett comes out here and we look night and day better and we fucking beat the Eagles, indictment, bro. What? Or, it is what it is. He might come out here and look a tad bit better, but the same, the facts still remain, bro. We still can't run the ball consistently. There's still not consistent outside threats, right? You look at the defense. The defense is just complete and utter Swiss cheese, right? If the Eagles were fucking smart, they'd line up, and this is the week they try to get their run game going for real. I ain't gonna lie to you. This would be the week. But as far as what I'm watching in this game, I want to see how the young players perform against Super Bowl caliber talent in competition, right? How does our guy Porter look against A.J. Brown? Very interesting. How does he look against A.J. Brown? What does Rodgers, we talked about it, what does Rodgers look like against the likes of Jordan Davis? Against, mine escapes me, Jalen Carter, right? What do we do there? I definitely want to see how that looks. Jack Besh, going against Cooper DeJean. That's going to be nice. I like that matchup there. You know what I mean? White on white crime. Let's see how that works. So, of course, we're watching all the young players, okay? See how they can perform and if they shrink to this level of competition, especially going to the link, right? You're going to the link. So, how are you going to rise or shrink in this level? So, that's what I'm looking at. As far as winning the game, come on, bro. I don't think at no point are we talking anymore about winning games and doing this shit anymore. It's not about winning games anymore. Fuck all that. It's not about that. It's about draft positioning. And it's about getting ourselves positioned for a head coach, which, glad we said that. To end the show off, you already know what time it is, man. We are going to be doing a show tomorrow, okay? But next week, for next week's show, we are live, okay? We're going to be live again next week, 6 o'clock Pacific time for our regular rundown time. I know the past 2 weeks we've been a little bit off. Next week we're going to be on, and we're going to start our head coaching candidacy search, right? We're going to start that. So we're going to look at some candidates next week. We're going to have a whole little block of time planned to look for candidates, talk about the backgrounds, speak about who we like, okay, and then go from there. And I'm going to be very excited to do that because guess what? If the draft positioning looks the same, Okay. Now, if we going through offensive coaches, it's kind of like shit putting the Lego pieces or putting the puzzle pieces together. This coach runs this scheme. I wonder what college quarterback runs and really adapts to this scheme the best. Match that up. Now we see where we go from there. You know what I mean? It's going to be very fun this year if we can fucking finish the right way. If we finish the right way, I got a lot of shows. I got a lot of shit planned for y'all, bro. I really hope we do, which I do think we can, right? So, again, this week, don't think we get another win. I think we lose again. This is a get-right game for the Eagles and all the extra, man. But y'all let me know down below. How do you feel about everything we talked about? How do you feel about Colton Miller returning? How do y'all feel about, Geno Smith not playing and all the extra? Do you think this is a game we lose or win? And are y'all looking already at some head coaches? I know y'all are. So y'all already know the deal, man. Make sure you guys are tapping in with the like button, with the subscribe button. On the road to 3K, we're almost there, about 50 away. So make sure you guys continue to help your boy out in that search, man. Remember, tomorrow we're live again, Thursday, 11 o'clock Pacific time in the morning, man. State of the Nation. We're going to be live with our guy Cheeto, man. So it's going to be fire. And then next week, Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific time, we are back on the regular schedule program with, the Raider rundown as usual, man. You already know what time it is. And then, of course, on Monday, I know I'm spitting a lot at y'all, right? I'm spitting a lot at y'all, but make sure y'all stay tuned because we always got a lot of shows. But on Monday, all right, we will be live again for our normal 11 o'clock Pacific time after the game, talking about the game and doing all that and breaking the shit down. So, just keep your notifications on. As I always say, you got so many damn shows on the network, bro. Keep your notifications on, and we always going to provide y'all with that good content. So, as always, before we get out of here, you know what I always say, man, we keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on a Raider Rundown. I'm going to tap in with y'all soon. Till then,